SoCal's country station 95.1 KFRG. I'm Pepper. This is Spirit of the IE. Support Sisterz provides assistance to local women battling breast and gynecological cancer, and they'll be hosting their Combat Cancer Walk on Saturday, October 19th at a new location this year, the Shops at Dos Lagos in Corona. Here to tell us more is Candy Leach, Marketing Director and Combat Cancer Walk Co-Chairman, and Adrianna Showalter, President of Support Sisterz. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Start by telling us who are Support Sisterz and how was your nonprofit started?
We are a group of 8 women who are either breast cancer survivors or carry a mutation that puts us at a higher risk for breast cancer. We started as 8 women who were just taking other newly diagnosed women to lunch and helping them through their journey. And we had, of course, Kathy Azevedo, our president at the time, who was battling and her breast cancer kept coming back. And we realized during all of these meetings that these women really needed funds. They needed money. And we knew that the only way to get that money was to become a nonprofit. So we applied for our 501c3 and we received that. And we've been growing strong ever since. And basically, we're just survivors wanting to reach other survivors.
Who do you help? How do you help? And what areas do you serve?
We serve Corona, Norco, Eastvale, and the surrounding areas. Even if they live in Orange County, but they work in, say, Corona, we can help them. So if they're affiliated with our area, and we do help into Riverside as well, that is more new for us, but we have had a lot of women needing help in those areas. And we help with many different ways. Sometimes women can't pay for their antibiotics, can't pay for their chemo. So we will pay for them ongoing. Sometimes women are stage 4 and we pay for their immunotherapy, say $200 each month. Or we had a woman who couldn't pay for her antibiotics and it was very rare. She had Mets to her bones and her antibiotic was $10,000. So we assisted there. So we also help in various ways. Like sometimes chemo will do things to your bones, like in your jaw. We had a woman who couldn't pay for her dental work because it was thousands of dollars. And it was due to the chemo damage to her jaw. So we were able to do that. We had a woman who was pregnant and had cancer. At the same time, she found out within 1 week of each other, very young. And we were able to assist her with her rent, her groceries, her gas, her medical bills. So things like that, like insurance premiums, sometimes women can't pay in between like their insurance, just their copayment, or their insurance runs out because they're on disability and their company's like, we can't pay for it anymore. So they have to pick up Cobra, and that's like $800-900 a month. So we will continue that. We follow them and we assist them as long as we need to, as long as they're in current treatment. So, women are younger and younger these days getting diagnosed. We've also helped recently with home care, with hospice. We try to do it ourselves, like go into the home and help, but sometimes we can't, or it's more they need a nurse. Mm-hmm. So we will pay a home care service to come out and help us with those things.
How do you raise funds?
We raise funds in a variety of different ways. The main is with Combat Cancer Walk. So people can make donations on our website. And sometimes we have sponsored events from other companies. For instance, Wicked Pilates is doing an event for us currently. There's the Powder Puff race that they're doing out in, I think, Lucerne Valley in November, which is going to be super fun. It's all female racers. They're decking their cars out in pink, and they're going to have, it's a couple-day event, but the race is on November 9th. But there's a couple like pre-qualifying, or I don't really know much about racing, but stuff like that. So it's going to be a whole weekend out there. They're going to have vendors and stuff like that. So we're lucky that we have a lot of people who are very generous to us, and we'll do monthly donations. You can do that on our website as well as a one-time donation. And Combat Cancer Walk, though, is our largest fundraising event. We started small, just doing raffles at the rodeo, and somehow that grew into this big community event that we have granted over $88,000 last year to women in need. And I believe it was over $92,000 the year prior through the funds raised from Combat Cancer Walk. since we're all volunteers, over 98% of those funds go directly to women in your community.
This year, the Combat Cancer Walk takes place on Saturday, October 19th at a new location.
Yes.
Tell us more about this walk.
So we are super excited to be bringing the walk to Corona. This is going to be our 9th year, and in every year previous, we've been in Norco. We're getting more well-known in Corona, but as we talked about previously, we want to really get ourselves out there so that we can reach the women who need our help. So we're excited to be coming to Corona and reaching more people there. So we're going to be situated in Dos Lagos off Cabot Drive. The event's going to start at 7 a.m. Even though the walk doesn't kick off until 9, we encourage everyone to get there early. We're going to have vendors. Miguel's is going to be there selling burritos. Starbucks is generously providing free coffee again. Grocery Outlet is providing some snacks, and I believe Trader Joe's is as well, so people can have refreshments while they're registering. There is a kids corner. Home Depot's coming out and doing a craft with the kids. My family is going to be face painting again this year. A shout out to my family. It's all free in the kids corner. We're going to have Balloonagami is going to be doing balloon art. And what else? Southern California Garrison is going to come out so people can take pictures with the characters from Southern California Garrison, which is always a huge hit. So what we're doing is having at 8:30, the walk will kick off and we'll do the ceremony. Santiago Madrigals, which is their advanced choir, is going to sing our national anthem. The Boy Scouts are going to do the presentation of colors, and Jazzercise is going to get us warmed up. And then we're going to walk down to the lake. We're the first that they're allowing to walk around the lake, so we're super excited about that. Dos Lagos has been very good to us in helping us to put this on. So it's going to be 7 laps, 1 through the bridge, and then 7 laps around the lake and back through the bridge and then back. Ashley Felton, the local country artist, is going to be performing. And we're really just hoping that everyone's going to stay around, listen to her perform, have some food, spend time together. Smile 321 photo booth is going to be there. People can go do a GIF and take home a souvenir photo. And there's just a lot of opportunities for people to spend time together and have fun. And we don't want people just to come and walk and go home, because the important part is the sense of community and them getting to know each other as well as us, so that hopefully they'll remember the feeling they had when they were there. They'll remember the people that they met, and they'll remember us if they know someone who needs help.
And it's a 5K.
Oh, yes. It is a 5K, yes.
I'm speaking with Adrianna Showalter, president of Support Sisterz, and marketing director Candy Leach, who is also the co-chairman of the Combat Cancer Walk. How else does the community support you?
We have been blessed to receive several proclamations, and we received Nonprofit of the Year. We received Volunteer Organization of the Year. All those things are great because it does get our name out there, and we're so appreciative of that. Corona Chamber of Commerce has supported us a lot. We're new members there, and we've been going and trying to promote to get ourselves out there. We've had people donate funds to get a mobile mammogram coach out. We just did that a couple of weeks ago, where we were able to provide free mammograms and some breast education to people. So we do have a lot of people rally around us to try to get involved, whether it be through events or through spreading our name or honoring us with different awards and things like that.
I was going to say, I feel like you've been very humble right now because you have been given some notable recognition. Can you tell us about that?
Well, the Chamber of Commerce, they are amazing, and they chose us for Nonprofit of the Year, and we were very humbled by that. Mm-hmm. They know some of the women specifically that we've helped, and I think that's what touched their hearts to honor us. So Corona, Norco, and we're trying to involve Eastvale more. They're very tight-knit, and when they find out somebody has breast cancer, they will call us, and we will help them. And they know we're going to help them. They know we're not going to drop the ball. So they've seen it firsthand, and I think that's just tight-knit community. Mm-hmm. And we have other, like the Terramore Tata's team, they're a whole community. Last year they raised $20,000 as a team. And it's so fun, and they literally have like their own walk, their own events, and they charge people to come. They do golfing and comedians and just amazing things. And the proclamations, I think that we do receive them from Corona, Norco, Eastvale, and it's amazing. And I think that they want us to know that they know we're here for their community. Mm-hmm. And that means a lot to them and to us.
Well, and honestly, it's funny because you mentioned being humble. And then when Adrianna answered the question, it kind of went back to who we help instead of what we're doing or who we are. And shout out to Adriana, who was just awarded Woman of the Year, by the way. So she got her own little proclamation there. But it's something that we don't do, honestly. We don't talk a lot about ourselves. I'm the only one who's not a cancer survivor, but the rest of them are. And so they don't talk about their own battle. We don't talk about the hours that we put in to make it happen or any of the sacrifices or anything like that, because to us, it's not about that. And we don't even really talk a whole lot about what we do specifically. We'll just generalize, but we don't necessarily post and say, hey, we did this for this person. And I'm trying to do a little bit more of that. And we don't want it to come across, bragging or anything like that, but it's important for people to know. I recently started a YouTube for us. So I've been putting testimonials and things like that because people need to know what we can do for them and what we're doing for others, because we don't have just a niche that, a lot of places have. They'll help this age group or they'll help, this demographic or this financial range. We don't. We take it on a case-by-case basis. We vote as a board about who we're going to help and what we're going to be able to do. And we get personally in touch with the people that we assist. We go to doctor's appointments with them. We go to their homes and visit them, hospitals and visit them. And we find out needs that they have that so many other organizations wouldn't know because they're larger. And it's not that they're not helping, but they're larger. And so they just kind of fill the thing that is their niche. But for us, we can fill any need, whether it's you can't pay your car payment to get to treatment all the way in Duarte, or the $10,000 antibiotic, the dental. People wouldn't think you would pay for somebody's dental care when you're a breast cancer organization. But certainly if chemo caused you that much damage to your bones that you were having these major dental issues, which are causing a lot of pain, then we're there for that. And so we need to maybe be a little less humble so that people know what we can do for them.
You really act like a sister.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yes. There's nothing we won't do for our sisters.
I'm speaking with Adrianna Showalter, president of Support Sisterz, and Candy Leach, marketing director and Combat Cancer co-chairman. What would you say to a woman who is facing a breast cancer or gynecological cancer diagnosis and needs some support?
Well, I think my advice would be, since I was diagnosed, it's been 18 years now. I did a double mastectomy and went on hormone therapy. We call that cancer light in our group because I didn't have to do chemo. But it's very humbling. It breaks you down, any kind of cancer. We do service gynecological cancer as well. So we have uterine, ovarian, endometrial, and any kind of cancer. I think is reach out, let people help you. If you don't let people help you, then you deny their blessing that they can do for you. And it's all that they can do. They can't take the cancer away. So let them sit with you, let them hold your hand, let them just go to an appointment with you. But I would say take it one step at a time. Do your research, but don't do too much. Go to reputable organizations, cancer.gov. Go to reputable websites that will tell you specifically what you need to know, and just don't over-research and don't look up surgeries that, when people have had a mastectomy, they'll look up surgeries and go, oh my God, I can't do that. Find a small group like us. There's some all over the place because we're popping up because we see the gap and we've been there and we know how hard it is and how it breaks you down. So again, reach out, get help, ask for a different doctor if you're not comfortable. If your doctor says your lump is nothing, get another doctor, demand to see a different doctor. And that happened to me. My doctor said my lump was nothing and to go away and to come back and wait and watch. And at the time, I had a friend who was dying of breast cancer, so I call her my angel, Donna Logan. And if I hadn't have known her, then I wouldn't have pushed it. And so that's, we're also promoting breast cancer awareness. I know people get upset with the pink ribbon, but the earlier you detect your cancer, the better off your outcome is going to be, period.
Well, and people need to be kind to themselves. They need to advocate for themselves. People get timid, I think, when a doctor says something. You perceive them as an authority figure, as the expert, and you just go, oh, okay. But you need to advocate for yourself. If it doesn't sound right, don't accept it. Don't worry about sounding like a hypochondriac, about sounding crazy. You have to fight for what you know is right, follow your gut, and then be kind to yourself, because we have a lot of women who get depressed and they don't want to go to the support groups, or they don't want to get up and go out, or they're just, thinking, what's the point? It's okay to feel your feelings and to have that moment, but don't stay there. Have that moment, get up, take a shower, little things like that. People don't take a shower. That sounds so simple, right? If you're laying in bed miserable, you feel 10 times worse. Get up, take a shower, go outside, go meet a friend, have a cup of coffee, walk around the block. Little kindnesses to yourself like that make a huge difference.
Are support groups part of the services offered by Support Sisterz?
Yes, we have an online Facebook support group called Survivor Sisters, and we have primarily breast and gynecological cancer survivors on there, but I believe there's a few other types as well. And the women from our board chime in and help people answer questions and things, but it's amazing to see the members support one another. Mm-hmm. And even something as simple as for the sister sit-down meeting, which is what we call our in-person support groups. Hey, I was able to get a ride to come there, but I don't have a ride home. Who can bring me home? And there's always somebody to help you answer a question. Hey, I just had, radiation and it looks weird to me. Is this normal? And they'll even share photos. It's a private group, so it's very personal, and anyone is just, one click away. Somebody will message you, somebody will call you, whether it's us or even the other women in the group supporting one another. So that's just been amazing. We've only had that a few years, and it's just amazing to see how it's grown and how they're finding their own sense of community, and people bond, and you become best friends with this person who understands you on a level nobody else possibly could. And our Sister Sit Down, which is our in-person support groups, meet on the 4th Tuesday of every month. And it's funny, somebody posted recently a photo of maybe 6 or 8 people, and she said, wow, look how we've grown. This was in 2018 or 17. Now it's usually like 30 people at the meetings. 40. Yeah. And so we've outgrown most of the spaces that have been generous enough to let us host the meetings there. And it's just great. And I don't attend because, as I said, I'm the only one of the board who's not a cancer survivor. But primarily Adrianna and some of the other ladies host it. And it's great to hear the stories of how people are supporting. And sometimes it's emotional and it's hard to hear. And sometimes they're silly and have fun and talk about things. And we've had doctors go and, give them a little bit of education and stuff like that. And that's important. Allowing people to be there for you is so important. And that's part of being kind to yourself.
How can someone reach you?
We can be reached through our website, which is supportsisterz.org. And that's sisters with a Z. Again, you can make donations there. You can follow the links to our social media. We are on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, just anywhere I can put us and plaster us all over. So you can reach us on any of those areas. We have referrals from Kaiser, American Cancer Society, and different things like that, as well as community members, like we said, Corona Chamber of Commerce and Eastvale and Norco Chamber, that always support us and help promote the walk and everything. But for me, my main concern is trying to reach people who need our help. We did a great job granting a lot of money last year, but we want to grant more. There's somebody there who is stressed out and can't pay their bill. They don't necessarily have insurance for the doctor to refer them to us. So my focus is, how do those people find us? Yep. So my hope is that people who are listening to this interview, people who see us on social media, people who attend the walk, they remember, and if they hear somebody talking about somebody who has cancer, whether they need some emotional support or financial, say, hey, have you heard about Support Sisterz? So they can find us anywhere, but sometimes if you're not specifically looking for that, you're going to miss it. And so for me, I want them to find us through the community, screaming our name from the rooftops.
How can people get involved or support your organization?
So you can, again, visit our website, supportsisterz.org. There is a link to sign up to volunteer. There is also a link to donate, one-time donation or monthly donations. You can sponsor our Combat Cancer Walk. You can offer to do events for us. As I said, some other examples of Wicked Pilates and the Power Puff Race. But we also have people who do Dine to Donate, like Texas Roadhouse is really good to us, and they do Dine to Donate periodically, and then all through October, they do once a week Dine to Donate, and so you go in, and is it 10 or 20%, Adrianna, that goes?
I believe it's 20.
20% of your check will go towards Support Sisterz, and so we get a lot of support in the community from ways like that.
And our website is supportsisterz.org. And just one more thing on our support group that we call Sisters Sit Down. It's every fourth Tuesday, and Corona Regional has been kind enough to let us use their conference room. So it's very private. It's a large room, and it's on our website where it is located and which day we do it on. But again, it's the fourth Tuesday of the month, except for October and December.
I've been speaking with Adrianna Showalter, president of Support Sisterz, and Candy Leach, marketing director and co-chairman of the Combat Cancer Walk, which takes place on Saturday, October 19th at the shops at Dos Lagos. Anything else you want us to know?
Come out and have a great time October 19th and walk with us to combat cancer.
I think my parting thought would be this. Again, I've said a couple times that I'm the only one on the board who is not a cancer survivor, but I think people will be hard-pressed to find somebody who cancer has not affected their life. I personally have had a lot of family members very recently in the past few years battle cancer, some that are no longer with us. And so that's what motivates me to do this. So you don't have to be a survivor to get involved. So I want people to understand that your voice matters and your contribution matters. Even $25, it's not just coming out and having a fun day. That $25 is really going towards helping somebody. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of cancer. I'm mad. And I want to turn that anger into this passion to help people because I'm sick of it. And we all need to fight back. And every step we take together, every dollar we raise together is just one step further to better somebody's life. And like we said, it doesn't discriminate. We've helped somebody who was 13. It's with a gynecological cancer. We've helped somebody in their early 20s multiple times. And people think it's an older woman's disease. And that's just not the case. So anybody you see, and not even just breast and gynecological cancer, any cancer. My husband just had cancer 2 years ago. My mother just passed away from cancer. My grandfather, my brother-in-law is battling cancer right now. And it's awful. And so just give everybody some kindness and do whatever you can, whatever little bit that is, and don't think that it doesn't count because it does. So just be kind to one another and support where you can.
Thank you so much for talking with us today. I hope the Combat Cancer Walk on Saturday, October 19th is a huge success.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate you giving us this platform to reach people.
Thank you, Pepper.
She rises from the ashes, stronger than before. A warrior with a heart of gold, ready to soar. Through struggles and pain, she finds her way. Empowered and fearless, she seizes the day. She's a queen in her own right, a force to be reckoned. Breaking barriers, her spirit never second. With grace and determination, she conquers it all. A woman of strength standing tall. But her future shines bright. She embraces her scars, turning darkness into light. No longer bound by chains of doubt and fear, she walks with confidence, her victory near. She's a queen in her own right, a force to be reckoned. Breaking barriers, her spirit never second. With grace and determination, she conquers it all. A woman of strength standing tall.